Yeah. Yeah. What's good? It's your boy IQ, you feel me? I'm back, man. I want to say shout out to everybody that's, stay tuned in with me. They got that notifications on. I see who got the notifications on. Everybody that's tapped in, that's watched the video, clicked anything, hit the like button. All my first gangers, all that, man. Salute, man. Today, I got a story about a crazy situation that happened one time, It was kind of surprising to me. This is the story of. This is part one. I have another story, but I'm not gonna tell you that right now. I'm gonna drop it later. Part one of how I woke up in jail. Now I know that sounds funny. I know it's like, oh, woke up in jail. What you? I woke up in jail. Let's take it back to 2009. I think it was 2009. Okay, so I was dating. Well, no, I was hanging out with this group of chicks, right? They used to come to the studio and whatnot. With me and my boys, we had our own studio in Atlanta. Like an in-home studio. It was pretty nice size. It was like in the garage. It was pretty dope. We shoot our own little videos. We used to do everything like in-house. So at the same time, like I didn't mess with none of these girls. At the time, I wasn't messing with none of them. They were just strictly friends. You know what I'm saying? So I used to go party. Me and some of the guys, we used to go party. We used to go to like clubs and lounges and all type of bars with them and just kick it. You know what I'm saying? Come back, do a studio session or after the studio session or before a studio session, I should say. So we went out this one night, right? It was like me and like 4 or 5 of my homeboys and like maybe 6, 7 girls. So we go out, right? We have a good old time, right? Yo, it's so turned up in there, yo. I'm in there. I done took my shirt off on the dance floor when what's that song came on? Why me grip? I swear in a sir. Then why me sir? Oh no, that matter of fact, it wasn't. That came on too. That nigga was in there. I'm on your body, exotic, then pull on my body. So I'm in the swag, sir. Then they play Rockstar Lifestyle, might not make it, living life. If you know that song, you know that was the shit. So boom, it's lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm standing on tables. We having a good old time. You feel me? So we like, all right, bet. It's almost 2:00, which 2:00 the clubs and everything close. So we like, what we gonna do? So we end up getting a hotel room. We gonna go back, chill, after party, just kick it. Had like a couple little bottles, have some drinks, just chill. You know what I'm saying? On some real, just regular shit. So keep in mind, it wasn't no space in the car with my boys, so I rolled with these girls, right? So boom. We all right, so for the after party, we went and got the cheapest liquor. We bought it beforehand. We bought like the cheapest bottom shelf. It was called McCormick's. That shit was like $7 for a fifth. It tastes like rubbing alcohol. It's the worst shit ever. Don't judge us. We was only like kids. We was early in our 20s. We was a little kid. So but this shit was like, you couldn't even mix this shit with nothing. Like, yo, you have to put so much juice in it. Like, it has to be like 75% juice and like 25% the alcohol because it was just that powerful, bro. It was just some nasty ass shit, bro. And if you ever drunk McCormick's, yo, or any bottom shelf, it's kind of like if you ever had Aristocrat, it's kind of like Aristocrat, Taka. This is like the low level. When you on the ABC store or any liquor store, you look at the bottom shelf, it's on the bottom shelf. It's the cheapest shit ever. So, yeah, so we get that shit, right? So I think we started drinking that shit either on the way to, because it was in the car, either on the way back, leaving the club to go to the hotel. We had like a little cheap little, I think it was like the Super 6 or Super 8. One of them little rinky-dink cheap shits. We was kids. You know what I'm saying? This shit was like $50, $60 a night type shit. Little standard 2-bed. It was just, BS, little bullshit spot. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I had too much to drink. I definitely had too much to drink, you know what I'm saying? But I don't remember the exact moment when the shit popped off, bro. It was just like, one minute I was in the car, we was on the way back to the spot, And I was in the car with him, and we was like, I remember we was tight. But I ain't tripping because I'm in the car with literally all girls. Why would I trip? I was kind of glad I couldn't fit in my homeboy in them car. Like, I'm gonna ride with them, no cap. So I was so tight in that motherfucker. I'm like, all right. But we in there drinking and shit, passing the bottle around and shit. Then I remember just like waking up. I don't know if they was trying to wake me up or something, like hitting me. But I remember waking up and I was like beefing and fighting with the girls. Not like physically, like one of the girls was trying. I think, this is what I think, all right? I think they was like, I fell asleep in the car and they was trying to wake me up. And they might have aggravated me and I got up like, man, what the, you know what I'm saying? Snapping and shit. So I was like, so so I just remember like, I woke up and I was kind of like out the car and they was like in the car. Like they was, nigga, bitch ass nigga. Like some of them, not all of them. Like whoever was in the back with me, they was like mad as fuck at me. And I'm like, I'm coming to them like, what the fuck? So I'm snapping back like, and the whole time it's like it's like maybe 3 in the morning. It's dark as fuck. It's late as shit outside. I'm like, I don't even really know, but it's like when I came to, they was in the car. Like, I don't know if they kicked me out the car or if I got out the car. And I think they was trying to get me back in the, matter of fact, they was trying to get me back in the car because they had told me like the following day. So they was trying to get me back in the car. But I don't know, I was on some bullshit. I was incoherent basically. That's why kids don't abuse alcohol, you know. Trust me, nigga. And this ain't, you know, it's worse stories, not just by me, but you can hear worse stories from other people, you know what I'm saying, for getting too drunk and not really being coherent and knowing what's going on. Yeah, so I remember like I threw the bottle. I had the bottle and I threw it at the car. Shattered the bottle. They like, oh, nigga, bitch ass nigga. The girls in the car, don't get out. They telling the other girls, don't get out the back. I'm like, bitch, fuck you, bitch. I don't even know why I'm arguing. I just came to, and I don't even know, I really don't know what's going on. I'm just defending myself automatically. So, they like drove off, right? I remember them driving off. So I guess they left, you know what I'm saying? They left the room or whatever. I don't know if maybe I had the room key on me or they were trying to, so they drove off. So next thing I know, I think I just sat on the curb and I'm like bent. I don't know where my boy's at or nothing. I don't know where my phone at or nothing. So I sat on the curb and I'm bent. I'm on my mind. I'm on my body. I'm on my mind. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, I just wake up in fucking jail. I woke up like instantly. Like, and if you ever drunk and got that drunk and it's like you wake up like you continue where you finished that. You still with the same energy. Just, what the fuck? And it's like a Migo over there. He's like, he's sitting over there on the bench. You know, little Mexican, he's sitting on the bench like, oh, buenos dias, which means good morning. So, and right when I was waking up, they were serving breakfast. You know what I'm saying? And I never forget, it was like a fiesta omelet with like, tomatoes, peppers. I had never seen that in jail. You know what I'm saying? I had been in jail before, but I had never seen that was like some exclusive shit. So I'm like, huh? He's like, oh, I'm like, Migo, ¿cuántos, how long I've been asleep? All night, buddy, all night. It's like fucking 7, 8 in the morning now. So, man, so I don't know what happened, right? I'm scared to death. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, I'm kind of trying to piece together the night before. I'm like, I went to the club, I think, with so-and-so and them, but I didn't really remember much. I'm like, fuck, man. I didn't know if I had killed somebody. I didn't know what I did. So that was like, I was scared as shit. I'm like 22. So finally, so they come and serve the food. I ain't eating that shit. I put that shit to the side. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck I'm in here for. So I go to like the little window of the jail cell I'm in, and you can see it's all, picture this is all clear. It's a big clear glass. So I'm to the police that's at the desk and shit. I'm like, they looking up, they filling out some paper, they looking up. You know how police, they like, I'm like, they gotta tell you what you in there for. They have to tell you what you're in there for. So I'm like, hey, what am I in? Like, come here. Like, you know what I'm saying? So they finally come over there. They're like, what? I'm like, yo, what am I in here for? Like, you don't know what you're in? I'm like, no, I'm getting scared. He's saying that. I'm like, no, what you mean? I don't know. I don't know if I want to be asking you. Like, man, public intoxication. He's like, it was like the police picked you up at some hotel. So I guess all in all, after the girls sped off or whatever, after we got into our little bickering, which I still to this day don't really know why, I just slept on the fucking curb right there. I didn't even go back in the room. I just like was so drunk that I just slept on the curb or whatever. So it was like, yeah, man, you was drunk in public, and which I don't think they didn't give me a charge. They just put me in there so I can sober up. It's called the drunk tank. If you know, you know. But I was like, oh my God, because that shit was scary. Like waking up in jail. That was the first time I woke up in jail. It wasn't the last time, but that was the first time I woke up in jail, man. And yo, I had heard about that shit before, like just from older heads, and you know, I never thought like, who wakes up in jail? You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck do you wake up in jail? So, they ended up letting me out like later that evening and shit. Yeah, they didn't even give me no charges. They just let me sober up, and I signed myself out. Went back to the house. Went to my girl crib at the time and shit. She was wondering where the fuck I been. She was like, I was calling you and that. I'm like, yo. I sat her down like, yo. Because she didn't like me going out with them girls. She used to think I was like messing with them girls. But I swear to God, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, yo, sit down. I got a story to tell you. And she was just like, Shahi, your ass crazy, man. But yeah, moral of the story is, man, don't drink too much, kids. Control your alcohol. And don't buy that cheap ass liquor too, man, because that shit is fuck you up and it's disgusting, man. If y'all have any stories like about y'all getting too drunk or waking up in jail, hopefully not. Or, you know, if you know that type of liquor, I'm talking about that Taka, that McCormick's, that Aristocrat. What else? It's all cheap shit. It's the bottom level shit. Drop the comments in there for me, man. Like, subscribe, all that, man.